Steph. So let's begin. So everyone just find something to sit on, something to sit tall. Again, for those who joined more recently, my name's Bettina Bethlem, yoga teacher at Nihi, and we're doing a 25-30 minute vinyasa class today focused on twisting. So join in as you'd like, grab a seat, and we're going to start by focusing in on our breath. So let your hands just rest in your lap and let your eyes float closed. Good question. Erica's asking about exercises for pregnant women. So there's going to be some exercises today that I'm going to ask you to modify. There's maybe 1 or 2 twists that you have to do a little bit differently if you're pregnant. So I'll call out those cues during class, so don't worry. Basically with pregnant women and twists, you don't want to do any deep twists. You want to do more like open twists. And I'll explain that as we get to the poses. So don't worry, this will be accessible to you as well. You just don't want to like twist into your baby, if that makes sense. but we'll get to that. So everyone sit tall and let your eyes start to close, or just let your gaze kind of point down towards the floor in front of you if you don't want to close your eyes, so that your face starts to feel very relaxed. And your hands can be facing down or facing up on your legs, however you kind of feel. Down is a bit more grounded, up is a bit more kind of a receptive energy, so you can choose. You can even do 1 up and 1 down. And feel your breath starting to flow in and out through your nostrils, starting to draw your breaths deep down into your belly. So using your full capacity for breath. A lot of times in the day-to-day when we're just going around, we're just breathing into our chest. We're breathing very shallow, very quick. And so part of what we love to practice in yoga is using our entire capacity for breathing. So imagine yourself like a balloon inside of your body, filling you all the way up in your entire upper body. Feeling your whole body rise on the inhale, and then exhaling completely, feeling your navel come back towards your spine on the exhale. And we'll take 2 more rounds of breath like that, nice and full. Inhaling deep. Breathing together all around the world. It's beautiful. And exhaling completely, feeling yourself empty out, feeling that balloon of breath just kind of release. And then 1 more round of breath together, so we're all aligned, we're all attuned together, breathing deep. And a full breath out. Allowing this breath to bring you to sort of inward towards yourself, allowing you to drop into that sort of meditative inward space where you can hear your higher self. And then bring your palms to press in front of your chest, Namaste, palm pressing against palm. And inhale to lift your prayer up towards the sky, extend through your elbows. And exhale to bring your prayer down towards your heart. And we'll do 2 more rounds like that, inhaling to lift up tall, let that breath extend you through the sides of your waist, lift, and exhale to come back down through the center of your chest. And last one, inhale, lift up high, longest stretch, really stretching out your waist, and exhale, bring your prayer down towards the center of your heart. And inhale to lift your prayer up towards the sky again, and you're going to separate your hands and twist over towards the left. And if you're pregnant, take this twist really easy. Kind of just turn your shoulders and don't let it be too deep of a twist. And you should feel like this twist is coming from the very lowest part of your spine, from your hips. So imagine that your spine is a spiral and you're spiraling yourself all the way around, and you complete that spiral by looking back over your back shoulder. And inhale back to center, and exhale to twist in the other direction. Again, keeping it really loose, kind of keeping your belly forward if you're pregnant, and exhaling to twist completely spiral if you're not. Completing that spiral by turning your chin, your gaze back over your right shoulder. And inhale back to center. We're going to take 1 more on the other side. Exhale, twist over to the left again. Right hand makes contact with that left knee. And start to bend the right elbow down and let your left arm sweep up and over your ear. So now it's more of a side bend. We're not really twisting. Totally safe for my pregnant student today. And ground down through your left hip. Heavy it down into the mat as you lift with your left fingertips. So it's like you're splitting that left side of your body apart, getting it really long on those left ribs, those left intercostal muscles, which are the muscles between your ribs. Breathing into that left rib cage, inflating it. Being deep with your breath, and then come all the way back up towards your twist, inhaling to lift back up to center and twisting over towards the left this time. Left hand comes in contact with the right knee and immediately start to bend that right elbow down and the left elbow down, and the right arm comes up and over the ear. And so this time you're sending lots of weight down through that right hip. You're kind of trying to root it down into the floor or pillow beneath you like an anchor and reaching with those right fingertips. So now it's that right side of the body that's stretching out, and breathe into that right lung and try to twist your chest towards the ceiling a little bit. Inflating it with breath, maybe bringing your gaze up towards the sky. And inhale, come back towards your twist, lifting your hands all the way up towards center, and bring your hands down to a prayer in front of your heart. Interlace your hands, press them away from you towards me, kind of stretching out the bottoms of your hands a little bit. And then lift that up towards the sky and plug your shoulders down, so it's like you're framing your ears and pressing up into the ceiling, and try to lengthen your waist a little bit, kind of try to lift through your pelvic floor. Lift through your waist like you're trying to get it a little bit longer, stretching yourself from the inside, and then bring your hands behind your head like you're lying on the beach in Nihi Sumba and just catching some sun on your face, on your body. Oh, don't we all wish that we were there right now? And your elbows are going to really be far apart, so don't have them in towards your face, have them out. And we're going to do a little breathing exercise here before we get into our flow. So what you're going to do is you're going to twist from the very base of your spine to the left and exhale to the right. So pregnant ladies here, if you're pregnant, just stay in the center with your arms like this and just do long, deep breathing into your belly. And the rest of us are going to take this twist. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Inhaling left, exhaling right. So you can start slow. You're just spinning like a little top. And as you start to feel comfortable with this, you can start to speed it up and the breath becomes quicker. And let the emphasis be on your exhale, short, sharp exhale out of the nose. Inhaling left, exhaling right. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. That spin starting from the very base of your spine. And really lift through your chest, broaden through your elbows, start to spin a little bit faster, start to go a little bit wild. Few more rounds of breath here, pumping it, exhaling strongly to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale back to center, interlace your fingers again, lift them up towards the sky, plugging your shoulders down as you press through your hands, as you lengthen your waist. And then release your fingertips like you're popping a bottle of champagne and bring your fingertips down towards the floor or to your legs. And just let that contact with the floor or the body just ground you again. And feel the sensations running through your body. This kind of breath work can really energize. It's like taking a yogic shot of espresso. So good morning if you just took that. And now we can come off of our cushions. And we're going to come onto our mat. I have mine here kind of diagonal because hopefully that'll help with everybody's view of the poses. And you're going to come into an all fours. We're setting up for cat and cow. So the hands come right underneath the shoulders, the knees come right underneath the hips. Make sure you're nice and aligned in that way. Check yourself out. You're making like a nice rectangle with your hands and your knees. And you're really pressing down into your toes at the back of the mat. Even try to press down into your little pinky toes. So you're just like totally plugged into the earth. Totally grounded. And from there, you're going to start to take your cat and cow. So on the inhale, you'll drop your belly, you'll lift your chest, you'll open the throat, broaden your collarbones, look up, and then your exhale to press the floor away, rounding your spine, puffing up between your shoulder blades, totally dropping the head. And inhale to open again. So everything, we can treat it like a breathing exercise. So take several of these on your breath. Inhaling to open up and exhaling to round. And you can move slow like I'm doing, or if you liked that kind of pumped up exercise, you can start to move a little bit quicker, letting your exhales be really forceful. That's up to you, or you can take it slow, whichever one you prefer. It's morning for me, and I need a little bit of a wake-up call. I just had my first coffee, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker myself. And you can close your eyes if it feels good, and just start to feel your spine becoming more supple, more flexible, more wave-like, and make sure everything is linked up with your breath for 2 or 3 more rounds, depending on the speed that you're going. And on your next inhale, you're going to arch your spine and look up and come up onto your fingertips. So it's like you're making little gecko hands. Your palms are lifted up from the floor. You're pressing down through your fingertips. Shoulder blades are down the back. Toes are still pressing into the mat. Pinky toes pressing in. And then you're going to start to arch side to side. So you're going to look over towards your left hip. Bring your left hip towards your face. So you're stretching out your right ribs. And then exhale to the right. Bringing your hip towards your face. And just continue to move like this on your breath. Imagining again that you're growing your waist a little bit longer, that you're stretching out both sides. Again, working on those muscles between the ribs. And just getting our spine really nice and flexible, which is one of the main things that we want to do with our yoga practice. It's really healthy for you. Couple more rounds like this. We're just kind of wagging our tails. And then come back to center. Bring your palms back down onto the mat. Press down into your right hand and lift your left arm up towards the sky. And try to spread your sternum apart. Press down into your bottom hand as you lift with your left hand, trying to make a long line of energy from floor towards ceiling. Pull back with your right hip. It might try to dip down, so try to keep it square. And then swim that top hand underneath the left arm, the right arm, and come down onto your left shoulder. So you're coming down onto your left shoulder, your left forehead or cheek is on the ground, and you can stay right here, or you can start to walk those right fingertips forward and over to the left so they're in line with your skull. And then, if you're pregnant, just stay kind of like this. If you're not, you can start to twist a little bit more by bringing your gaze underneath your right shoulder, by twisting your chest towards the ceiling. Pull back on your left hip as you twist your chest towards the sky. So you should feel this really diagonal sort of stretch in your back. And if you want more, you can take that top hand and kind of drape it over your back and kind of bind onto your thigh and try to turn your chest a little bit more. And then bring your right hand down in front of your face, plant it down, and sweep your left arm up towards the sky again. Maybe it's a little bit easier now to spread your sternum to find that wingspan, to find that line of energy. And then swim that arm down, coming back to your all fours. Take 1 round of cat and cow to recenter the spine after that uneven movement before we do the other side. Coming back to center, now pressing down into your left hand, the right arm comes up. And take it as a moment to feel the difference. You know, before and after the pose, between 2 sides. We're not usually that symmetrical, so just get curious about it. How is this side different than the other? For me, it's a little bit more tight maybe on this side, but that's all good. And then start to weave that right arm underneath left arm. Come down onto your right shoulder, onto your right forehead or cheek. And again, you can stay right here, or you can start to crawl those left fingertips forward like a spider, kind of bring them over towards the right a little bit so it's in line with your skull. Pregnant ladies, stay right here. Don't go deep into the twist. The rest of us can start to turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Counteracting that twist by pulling the right hip back to its own side. Lifting the chest towards the sky. Maybe bringing that top arm over for a little bind so you can open that left shoulder a little bit more too. And then the left hand will come down, planting right in front of the face, and sweep that right arm up. Feel the difference. Now the shoulder's a bit more open. Good. Gaze up towards your top fingertips and swim that hand down. Both hands come down and walk your hands forward about 1 handprint. So now you're a bit more obtuse in the angle. The hands are ahead of the line of the shoulder. Tuck your toes and lift your knees up off the floor just 1 inch. So we're hovering with the knees. Pull your hips back, pull your chest forward. Feel your belly start to fire up. Tone your navel towards your spine so the belly muscles are turning on. We're just staying here for a couple more breaths. Maybe you'll start to get the shakes. It's all good. Breathing deeply. And then start to come all the way back into your downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of class, yeah? So start to pedal out your knees for this first one. Let the backs of your legs get a little stretch. If you're doing this with me in the morning, the backs of the legs might be a little bit tight after sleep. If you're doing this with me in the evening, you might feel a bit more open. Just get curious about your own body. And then start to find stillness in the pose. Check that your feet are both hips width distance apart. Place them correctly. Check if your hands are in line with your shoulders. Can you do it maybe without looking? Do it using just your proprioception, your awareness of your body in space. And bend your knees a little bit so you can lift your hips way back up into the air. And then you're going to walk your feet forward one step each one. So one full footprint forward. So it's like we're in like a tiny little mini dog, like a little Yorkie or a Maltese or something. So it's a short dog. Maybe some of you will be able to bring your heels more down towards the floor. So we're in this short dog. And this is going to be an optional pose. If you are practicing with me pregnant, all you're going to do is press into the right hand and bring the left hand to your lower back. If you're able to twist, if you're not pregnant, you're going to take that, you're going to lift that left hand and you're going to swim it across underneath and reach for your right ankle, heel, or calf. Any part of that leg is fine. So press into the right hand, lift back through the left hip, and start to twist your chest. Try to look underneath your right armpit, so we're twisting. I'm going to go a little sideways here so you guys can see. So you're in this short dog, you're reaching, you're either here, if you're pregnant, or you're here, reaching for that ankle and looking underneath the right shoulder. If you want even more, you're going to bend the left knee, you can maybe see it in the background there, in towards your armpit. And look underneath, peek underneath that right shoulder, and then come back to center. If you have your hand on your lower back, you're going to bring it back down to the floor, back to this short little dog. So now press into your left hand and either lift your right hand up and put it on your lower back, or you're going to swim it right across your body and reach for that left heel, ankle, or calf. Reach for it. Again, press into the left hand. Reach back through the right hip. Find that diagonal sensation in your spine. And then start to turn your chest towards the ceiling. Turn the chest towards the ceiling. Turn the chest towards the ceiling. Maybe bend your right knee into your right armpit. That will give you an even more intense stretch, more intense twist. And then release it. Bring your right hand back down to the mat. And then completely walk forward to the front of your mat. So step, step, step to the very top. And fold over the legs. So you're just in a forward fold like this. Bend the knees a little bit. See if you can gain some contact between your belly and your upper thighs. Yeah? That'll create safety in the lower back. I'd rather see you here, or know that you're here, than to have you straightening your legs and be rounding like this. We want that kind of slope in the lower spine. And you're going to bring your right hand right underneath your face. If you can't reach the floor, grab that pillow or something to raise the floor towards you. And you're going to take your left hand and you're going to start to sweep it past your hip, like you're taking a big swim stroke, inhaling to the top, twisting, and exhaling to swim that hand all the way down. Hand comes to the floor and then switch. Right arm swims back, drawing a big circle, and exhale to swim it all the way down. One more time on each side. Inhale, swim, twist, gaze up, find that line of energy that we've been working with the arms, and last time on the other side. Inhale, swim, exhale, stroke forward, and now bend your knees a lot, come back to center, and slowly roll all the way up to stand. One vertebra at a time allows you to lift yourself up like you're unrolling a scroll. Take some big shoulder rolls when you get to the top. Let your chest open. Good. And let your shoulders slide down your back. Bring your feet together. And inhale to sweep your arms up towards the sky and bring your hands down to prayer in front of the chest. And really press into your feet, really lift through your hip points so that your tailbone feels like it's elongating down towards the floor. So we're not here, we're nice and contained. The belly is pulling up and in. We're working on those belly muscles. And you're going to interlace your hands, leaving the pointer fingers pointing up. So kind of like a little Charlie's Angels thingy, or 007. And you're going to bring that to the center of your chest. And you're going to spread your feet out a little bit. So you can bring them maybe not quite as wide as your mat, but just so you have a nice wide stance, bring a soft bend to your knees. We're gonna do something that's kind of like an around the world movement to bring lots of sort of stretch to our waist and our ribs. So inhale to lift your little beamer, your little laser gun up towards the sky. Extend through your waist, bend into your knees a little bit and start to tip over towards the left. And continue to tip and continue to tip and continue to tip. And when you can't tip anymore, you're gonna sweep forward, reaching all the way forward, and inhale to come all the way up on the other side. So it's like we're drawing another giant circle with our fingertips. We'll do 2 more of these on this side. Trying to grow longer with our spine with each one. And all the way up, come back to center. My gosh, I forgot if we did 2 or 3. I'm gonna do 1 more just in case. And come all the way up to center. Bring your palms down towards your chest. And switch the interlacing now. So put it the weird way. So the other finger's on top. Lift your fingertips up towards the sky. Press down into the feet, extend through the waist, and start to tip over towards the right now. 3 times on this side. Stretching our waist out and around. 2, and last one. And coming all the way up to center, bring your palms down towards your chest. Release your hands alongside your waist, and then inhale to sweep your palms up again and swan dive over the legs, coming back to that fold. Inhaling to lengthen your spine and look forward, and take a big step back with your right foot. So the left foot stays forward. Find your left knee right above your left ankle, and spin the back heel down over on its own side. So each foot is on its own line, its own train track. So hips are square. Pull back through the left hip, lift through your chest, and inhale to sweep your arms up towards the sky for warrior 1. Inhale to lift the chest. Maybe the hands start to magnetize together. If the shoulders feel tight, just leave some space between the hands. It's all good. And try to lift the chest as you press down into the back edge of that back foot and extend your heart towards the sky. Maybe the gaze comes up. And bring the hands down to frame the front foot. And you're gonna come up off of that back heel, so tucked toes, and lift that left leg all the way up towards the sky for a 3-legged dog. Bending the knee and opening up the hip. Step that foot all the way forward again. Maybe left hand helps you bring the foot back forward. And step it alongside your right thumb. So you're kind of crisscrossing your mat. Your foot is over towards the right. And this is kind of a funky transition, so pay attention. You're gonna take your right knee and you're gonna bring it right next to your left foot and come down to sit. So we're sitting for a twist. If this feels uncomfortable, if both of your hips are not on the floor, you're gonna extend that right leg long. Left knee is bent with the foot on top. If you're staying with me, you have that foot tucked next to you, both hips down. So pregnant ladies with me are gonna take the right arm and simply gonna hug that knee in. That's it. If you're twisting with me, you're gonna press down through your left fingertips, lift through your right fingertips, and start to twist towards that leg, towards the left. The elbow can come outside of the knee, or you can go for the hug as well. And again, that spiral starts at the very base of the spine and comes all the way to the top, to the base of the neck, so the head looks back over the left shoulder. And use your inhales to lift your chest and your exhales to turn your chest towards the back of the room. And then inhale, come back to center and give your leg a hug in the other direction, looking over your right shoulder. And it's okay if this doesn't look graceful, nobody can see, you're alone in your house, it doesn't matter, just take that top leg, swing it back around, and press back to your downward facing dog. You can inhale forward to a plank pose for a moment, maybe drop the hips and lift the chest for a tucked toe upward facing dog. And then exhale, hips come all the way back. Walking or hopping all the way forward to the front of your mat to a fold. Inhaling to lift your arms up towards the sky and bring your palms down towards the chest. Inhale, lift them again. We have another side, and then we'll wind this class down. Swan diving over the legs. Inhaling to lift the chest. This time the left foot steps back, finding a lunge on the left side. Spin that back foot down on its own side. So the foot is over towards the left, each foot on its own train track. Pull back through your right hips and lift your arms up towards the sky for warrior 1. Pressing down into the back edge of that back foot, striving to get both hips to face forward, to be like headlights facing towards the front of your space. Maybe the hands start to magnetize together and the gaze come up. Again, if shoulders tight, keeps the hands separated. Lift through your chest, lift through your navel, pull back through right hip. And exhale, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Back heel lifts. Lift that right leg all the way up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Maybe bend the knee and open the hip for a moment. And then sweep that leg back forward, using your right hand to help you get there if you need. Walk your foot over towards the left hand this time. So again, finding that crisscross shape. And then bring that back knee, the left knee, next to the right foot. There we go. We're setting up for our twist on the other side. If you extended the leg on the other side, do it again on this side. Pregnant ladies, just go ahead and give that leg a little hug. And twisters, you're going to bring your right hand behind you and lift your left arm up towards the sky. Lengthen through your waist. We've done a lot of work today to get our waists nice and long and flexible. And start to twist over towards the right. Left elbow comes outside of right knee. Maybe we just go for the hug. Maybe we're twisting here. And feel that spiral from the base of your spine all the way towards the base of your skull, spiraling yourself out. Inhaling to lift your chest tall and exhaling to twist. One more round of breath here, using your exhales to twist you a little bit deeper, and then come back to center and hug that leg with the right arm now, just twisting in the other direction for a moment. And then again, graceful or not transition, bringing that top leg back and around and coming all the way back to your downward facing dog. Again, if you want to take that vinyasa here, you can come forward towards your plank pose, keeping your toes tucked, dropping the hips, lifting through the chest and the gaze, opening the throat, and exhale all the way back to downward facing dog, bringing your knees down to the mat, as wide as the mat, toes together, coming into a child's pose. And so feel yourself ground down into the mat, let your forehead heavy into the mat. You can then lift up onto your fingertips again, palms lifted like we did at the beginning of class, and walk over towards the left. Pulling back through your right hip, stretching out on your right side, letting the head relax down, arms are stretched. And then walk over towards the other side, over towards the right, over towards 2 o'clock. Pulling back your left hip, stretching out through the waist, through the arms, and letting the forehead ground. And come all the way back to center now. And start to slide your hands towards you. And bring your feet out from under you, coming back to sit. If you have time for a Shavasana right now and would like to take one and just stop this video and just lie there, you can take your Shavasana now. Or you can finish in a seat with me. So maybe find your cushion, sit up on it. Bring your palms to press in the center of your chest. Gesture of gratitude, gesture of Namaste. Close your eyes, feel your breath flowing, feel the energy in your body. Just notice how your system might be feeling a little bit different after just half an hour of moving yourself around, of twisting it up, of focusing on your breath. And take a deep breath in and exhale it out through the mouth like you're fogging up a mirror. And twice more, we'll all breathe together as a collective, breathing in, exhaling through the mouth. One last breath all around the world, all these people, all this community together. And exhale through the mouth. Bring your thumbs up towards your forehead, the center of the eyebrows, the home of the third eye, the home of our intuition, knowing that we become a little bit clearer with our inner guidance when we take the time to move consciously, to breathe consciously. And we finish class with a simple bow, just letting the chin tuck in. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that felt good. I hope that you feel well. I hope that you're all healthy and energized and doing your best in this time of being at home a lot. I'll be back next week, maybe with some yoga, maybe with a tarot card reading. We'll see.